person. Okay, good. Okay. How willing are you to change? How adaptable are you? As a leader, change is inevitable. It's something we face and sometimes is unexpected. For example, the situation that we find ourselves in, not what I would have thought of back in February, but here we are. We have to be able to pivot and change. So now, instead of doing in person, now we are doing mostly online, back to how things were during COVID. So, how willing are you to change? Sometimes we just have to. And the quicker we can adapt, the easier it will be for us, rather than is resisting and fighting and being slow to change. For example, now, a lot of things are now being done using artificial intelligence. That's another change that we have to be willing to adopt to. It's not a choice anymore. It's more like, how can we use it effectively? Because it's everywhere. When we open our emails, it's there. When we want to pick a book from Amazon, it's there. In our shopping choices, it's there. So the way we used to do things before has changed. And who knows what it's going to be like tomorrow. So the sooner we can adapt to change, the easier it will be, not just for us, but also for our teammates. And sometimes we may even be the ones to lead the change. When we see that things are not going quite as well as it could be a time for us to change. So if you think about it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you can change just like that, 1 being no, I need time. And there are times when we do need time to change. So think about where you are on that scale and see, what type of mindset do I need? What needs to shift within me to cause me to be able to change? Right now, I'm having to change and doing more of my things online. In fact, I'm really seriously thinking of moving 100% online so that I can do work anywhere. I've always admired people who have their business in a box, and wherever they are, they just do their business. They carry it wherever they go, wherever they are in the world, they can run their business. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm definitely looking to see how I can change in that sense and be willing to adapt. My children have had to change from school being in person to now being online mostly. But we know change is not easy. So having just that openness, that mindset that if I have to change, I will. It will help go a long way. So think about how you can be more adaptable to change, just having a more open mind. I can tell you that years ago, I was more on the lower end of 1 to 10, maybe like a 2. But with time, I've seen that it's necessary to have a mindset to change. So be willing to change, because sometimes we really have no choice but to change. See you on the next one.